Good afternoon and welcome to the Demolition Daily live stream. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. Now, this show is coming to you a little earlier than usual and with good reason. My guest is Abu Dhabi, which, if my iPhone is to be believed, is roughly 4 hours ahead of us here in the UK. My guest is in Abu Dhabi for a very, very good reason. Currently waiting in the wings is William Sinclair of Safedem. Now, William is a former president of the National Federation of Demolition Contractors. He is also the former president of the European Demolition Association. However, as of Friday last week, he is the current world record holder for the tallest ever explosive demolition. Now, if you're in the demolition business, chances are that you've seen the job that we're talking about, which was the Mina Plaza. But while I'm getting William onto the show, here's a recap.
My name is Danny Hickson and I'm an official Guinness World Records adjudicator. And I'm here today with the results of your Guinness World Records attempt. You've attempted the Guinness World Records title for the tallest building demolished using explosives, a controlled demolition. This is an existing record and it currently stands at 133 metres and is the Hudson Building in Detroit and was achieved by Controlled Demolition Incorporated on the 24th of October 1998. The results I can reveal now. Bill O'Regan, the acting CEO of Modern Properties, you achieved a grand total of 165.032 metres. Congratulations on behalf of Guinness World Records. It gives me great pleasure to announce the new Guinness World Records title holder for the tallest building demolished using explosives. Controlled demolition is 165.032 metres and was achieved by Modern Properties UAE in Abu Dhabi, UAE on the 27th of November 2020. Congratulations, you are officially amazing.
We're very proud of the achievement, and we're very proud to receive this today on behalf of MODON, Department of Municipalities and Transportation, and everybody who worked on the project. There are too many to mention today, but all of the departments, the authorities and security services that worked on the project also own this record. And we'd like to thank you very much for coming here today, adjudicating and confirming what we've all achieved together.
Good afternoon, William. I think you're muted for some reason.
Oh.
No, I've got you again.
You got me back?
Yeah, I got you back again.
Hi, Mark.
I said good afternoon. I should probably say good evening, given where you are at the moment.
Yeah, good evening. How's things?
Yeah, all very good, thanks. Now, this will obviously mean a lot less to you than it does to me, but you're the first guest we've had on from the Middle East. And as far as I know, you're the first world record holder too. How does it feel to be a world record holder?
Well, Mark, it feels pretty good, to be honest. But the previous record that stood for over 20 years was held by an explosive engineering company that I greatly admire and respect. So there is undoubtedly a sense of achievement. But I suppose, Mark, my overriding feeling is one of pride in the entire Safedem team who delivered a safe and successful explosive demolition so far from home in the face of all the challenges that 2020 has thrown at us.
We will get to those specific challenges in a second, but engineering-wise, I mean, it's a big building. It's on a platform as well. I mean, it really is an engineering feat in itself. What were the specific challenges engineering-wise of that project?
Mark, I suppose the sheer scale of Mina Plaza was a challenge in itself, but dealing with one high-rise structure can be a challenge. Dealing with four, which are built on a fifth structure, the 9-story podium, presented a series of engineering challenges. Traditionally, most of the high-rise structures that we demolish are 40 to 60 years old. They tend to be traditionally designed by architects and engineers at drawing boards, following established principles of construction. What we normally find is larger structural members at the base of a high-rise structure to carry the load, and with members reducing in size as you go up the building as the load reduces. Mina Plaza was designed and constructed in the last decade or so. It was designed by computer software rather than architects out and out, I think. And that software seemed programmed to maximize open plan floor spaces and minimize columns around the external elevations of the towers, obviously to take advantage of the great views of downtown Abu Dhabi and the turquoise waters of the Gulf. This design translated into incredibly complex load paths in each of the 4 towers. For an explosives engineer, complex load paths equate to unpredictable behavior through the collapse sequence. So we spent some considerable time getting our heads around exactly how the structures would behave and how they would want to behave, and even more time on our design of delay sequences to influence and control those structures to make sure they did what we wanted them to do rather than what they wanted to do.
I was going to mention your suntan. It's a very, very un-Scottish looking suntan. How long have you actually been there now?
Yeah, I believe there's snow at home right now, but I've been here now for just over 3 months. Every day, all day spent on site at Mina Plaza, and you can see that I'm actually, now that it's dipped to about 29 degrees, I've actually got a sweater on. So I've got very used to the heat. Thank goodness, though, we weren't doing this through summer because the heat, I think my boys would have melted on site. But it was warm enough, thank you very much, and but they cooked really well.
No, fantastic. Now, obviously, this isn't your first overseas blast, but this one must have been particularly challenging, I guess, in terms of language and culture and everything else. I mean, even things like organising road closures and police liaison must have been a challenge. How did you overcome all of that?
Well, first and foremost, Mark, we benefited from working for a client with excellent links and relationships with the Abu Dhabi government agencies, the Abu Dhabi police, and the many, many stakeholders who all contributed to the delivery of this project. The client was very clear on day one. The first day that I met him, he basically issued a mandate, safety first. And he issued that not just to me, but he issued it to the stakeholders. And they were incredibly engaged and supportive throughout. This was not the first time a job had happened, an explosives job had happened in Abu Dhabi, but certainly I think in the last 20 years. So really it was a first for a lot of the stakeholders, and they were very, very supportive throughout. I think I can safely say that the contribution from the stakeholders, the delivery of Mina Plaza was testament to a really collaborative effort. Dozens of organisations. It was like a Cecil B. DeMille movie at some of the meetings, the cast of thousands, but they were all there for good reason. They all contributed, and without them, we couldn't have done what we did and enjoyed such a successful outcome.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you're in the Middle East, but back here in Blighty, we are still obsessed with the weather. So we've had a comment here from Peter Haddock. Used to go to the Middle East a lot. Definitely the right time to go. And a weather update from your part of the world. Snow in Coatbridge near Glasgow. So yeah, you're in the right place. So we had another one here as well from Stephen to say well done on the job. Now, do you get to oversee the processing of the material after the job?
No, this is a little bit unusual for Safedem because we normally do the whole thing from start to finish. But what we've done here is, following really detailed checks and protocols in conjunction with the authorities and Abu Dhabi police, we confirmed the explosives all clear on Friday afternoon and effectively handed the site over to the remediation contractor, a local contractor here in Abu Dhabi. It's their job to process and recycle the 280 plus 1,000 tons of concrete for reuse in the Mina Zayed regeneration and development project, which is a really exciting project in that part of Abu Dhabi.
Now, you've mentioned the fact that you've been there for 3 months, and I obviously you're very hands-on and you want to oversee the project. But I guess part of that is down to the COVID pandemic and the need of the requirement to not travel and that kind of thing. So how big an impact did the pandemic actually have on the project itself?
Significant, really significant. There's no doubt that 2020 has presented us with unprecedented challenges. Our biggest challenge was international travel. In March and April, I was actually over here in March, just doing a sort of regular visit, just looking at the site, surveying, marking up, that sort of thing. And then there was word that this whole pandemic was going to hit, and sure as eggs is eggs, international airspace literally shut down the day after I headed home. So that meant that we were unable to attend site for 6 months. So like all businesses, all demolition businesses, we ended up conducting daily and weekly Teams meetings, and they became our new normal. And although I must confess of being incredibly nervous of what I might have found when I eventually travelled to Abu Dhabi in September, when I could get back over. Thankfully, our specifications and instructions had been implemented to absolute perfection, and I was pleased and relieved to find the structures prepared to the very highest international standards. In fact, without contradiction, I really think that Mina Plaza is the best prepared explosive demolition project that I have ever witnessed. So hats off to the site teams and the client's site representatives on site. They really put everything that we asked them to do into practice on site, and it was just spot on.
That's further evidence of your comment about it being a collaborative effort. And on the subject of collaboration, your father was there with you when when the building came down. I saw one of the photographs. That must have made it the job even more special, I guess, as a father and son team.
Yeah, well, Safedem's changed a little bit over the last year with moving into employee ownership, but at heart we are still very much a family demolition business, a demolition family, and there was no way that I was going to progress with this project without my special advisor at my side. So it was great to get Dad over from the States, and big help, lots of experience, and yeah, it was great. It was a proud moment for us both.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't want to look too far ahead here, but the previous record, which you've just broken, stood for more than 20 years. In fact, it lasted longer than Bob Beeman's long jump record, which I think is one of the longest standing. Do you expect your record to last that long, or are we now entering a period of high rises coming down at a higher rate of knots?
Do I expect it to last long? I hope not. I genuinely hope the entire industry can enjoy a much needed upturn in inquiries, and there will be numerous 50+ story buildings to be demolished. Of course, I also hope the Safedem might be involved in some of those. So, but really, I don't know. We're not looking at anything quite this size, and it's a difficult time right now in the market. But we're always glass half full guys rather than half empty. So yeah, it's positive in the future.
Oh, fantastic. William, look, I've already mentioned the fact that it's evening time there, so I am going to let you go. It's been a pleasure as always. But on behalf of everyone here at Demolition News, I'd like to say a massive congratulations to you and the team at Safedem for what really is an incredible achievement. And please say hello to your father when you see him as well.
Thank you, Mark. And just to finish off, just to say, it is a team effort, not just a Safedem team. It was really a great collaborative effort, and we're really proud, and we've got a nice certificate to put up on our wall when we come home.
Fantastic. We just had another comment there. Well done. So I think it's unanimous. Well done and congratulations. William, it's been a pleasure. I'll let you get back to your evening, and I'll see you whenever it is that you make it back to the UK.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much.
All the best.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, that just about wraps up that show. But if that's not enough live video for you for one day, you're in luck. In just a few hours, I will be back with the pilot episode of the all-new Construction Collective show. There will be contributions from the likes of, let me have a look, the Lighthouse Club, Lynch Plant, Plant Force, Bobcat, Lee Bear, and a whole host of others. More importantly, this show will mark the world premiere of a brand new video from Armac Group's epic project at London's Wembley Stadium last week. And trust me, if you're in the demolition business, you will not want to miss that. The show will be broadcast on Demolition News, on Diggers and Dozers, and on both Facebook and YouTube as well. If you want to be in a chance with a chance to grab one of the many prizes we'll have up for grabs on that show, then I strongly recommend that you watch on social media. In the meantime, thanks for watching today. Thanks to William and the team over at Safedem for making this possible. I will see you in just a few hours for the first ever episode of the Construction Collective live show. I'll see you later. In the meantime,